Jory Goodman, owner of the Time Teller YouTube channel, has managed to BS his way to over 100,000 subscribers by doing watch reviews based on pictures, as well as making other forms of nonsensical watch content. A year ago, Jory, in his Time Teller show, was promoting his new show called Time Away, a behind-the-scenes look at his life. Shockingly, Time Away lasted only 3 months, and only 16 videos were uploaded. Time Away was a tremendous flop. How could such a popular YouTube personality and master of BS as Jory Goodman have failed so miserably? What went wrong? As a chronicler of Jory Goodman, I attempt to answer this question. A persistent problem in Time Away is poor direction, or more likely, no direction. It seemed to operate on the false premise that Jory's personality and Jory's adventures could carry the show alone. Jory has signature catchphrases and actions on the Time Teller that, while corny, seem to work for this show. But his signature catchphrase at the beginning of Time Away, which was, "What the fudge is up?" was so Disneyfied and pukey sounding that it was really hard to listen to. Much of the show was about Jory's powerlifting, and in one episode, while Jory describes what he ate to become more powerful, he relays the horrifying fact that he eats a steak every day and will never stop eating red meat. Hi, I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. You might be wondering why I'm talking so strangely and I can't move the left side of my body. And the reason is I had another stroke last night while sitting down to have my ritual steak dinner, and it left the left side of my body paralyzed. I also had a cardiac arrest while in the emergency room, so they had to put another stent in as well. But no worries, these medical issues are nothing that some powerlifting and a steady diet of nice and rare delicious steaks can fix. So we'll be reviewing the new 2030 yellow-dialed Rolex Submariner based on this picture of it. Okay. Alright. It's 10:30 p.m. No, it's 9:12 p.m. Let's get down to business. Give me a nurse. Jory has a friend called Austin that he hangs out with a lot. It doesn't seem to be an equal relationship. Austin seems to be more of a sidekick than a friend. There's a decision-making thread that runs through Time Away. Jory describes that he was reading a book about decision-making that really impressed him. Jory summarizes the book saying, quote, "All of us go to the gym and all of us work out all of our muscles, but we're not all working out our decision-making muscle." And sounds kind of cheesy, but it's true. We need to practice making a bunch of these little decisions so that we can be prepared to make these bigger, more important decisions, unquote. As stupid as this book that Jory was so impressed with sounds, the book and the author need to be given credit here. Jory's failure to do so, for me, treads precariously close to plagiarism. Later, Jory and Austin are in a car together advertising their respective energy drinks in hopes of getting an energy drink sponsorship. Austin gives anecdotal testimony of the benefits to him of Jory's decision-making expertise and advice. Austin says that he used to have no confidence and was negative, but when he met Jory changed his mindset. Jory impressed upon Austin that he needed to, quote, just do it, unquote, and instead of saying, you can't do it, you say, you can. So Jory takes credit for turning Austin from a loser to a winner. Maybe Austin was too young to remember the famous, quote, just do it, unquote, Nike ad, which came out about 20 years ago. Maybe Jory too was too young to remember this Nike ad, but Jory's stupid idea about decision making was summed up in this stupid Nike ad. Jory says to viewers that if they have any questions to him about making decisions, that they should write to him or leave a comment. You can see the gears grinding away in Jory's mind here. He's trying to plant the seeds for a future career as a motivational speaker. He wants to become a decision-making guru. Being a fake decision-making guru makes sense to me, as he's already a fake watch guru. Later in this video, Jory and his sidekick pump some iron, and then Jory discusses his iron pumping, all sweaty and gross, in the car. Jory here needs a director to tell him to take a shower before shooting the scene, as this scene is really gross. You don't see Austin in the shot, but you get this ghastly image of Austin having to endure Jory's gross man sweat. In Jory's Cooper Canyon video, we finally meet his partner, Connie, whom he's always talking about in his Time Teller channel. Before the drive to Cooper Canyon, Jory gets some footage of what he describes as beautiful mountains. They don't look that impressive because Jory is using the wrong type of lens that doesn't capture the depth of the mountains. This is a very amateur mistake that I see many YouTubers make. If you want to shoot footage like this, you have to invest in the proper type of lens. For some reason, Jory doesn't fully pan around his camera to capture his goddess girlfriend Connie. It would have been much more effective to do this in a single shot. This type of amateur cinematography shows how directorially rudderless this show was. Jory and Connie then drive to their Cooper Canyon in fast motion to the tune of James Bond-ish music playing in the background. We've seen these fast motion drives a gazillion times in YouTube videos. They're boring. Jory probably lost half his viewers during the drive. Jory severely over-edits his Time Teller watch show. This is an occasion where he can employ some of that ridiculously cartoonish hyper-editing to good effect. An editor could make Jory and Connie drive off a cliff and crash and burn, or you could have Jory driving too fast and have Connie acting like my stepmother when my father drives, clinging to the interior of the car for dear life and screaming in fear. I'm going to cover Jory and Connie's hike up the canyon, but before I do so, I'd like to point out some important facts about Jews. Jory is a Jew. I too am a Jew. Jews are a very fragile people with a limited gene pool, as we've been cooped up in the ghettos of Poland for generations. There are certain things that Jews can't pull off and shouldn't be doing. These include nature hikes, wearing cowboy hats, Japanese Imperial Army hats, and synchronized swimming. A Jew can swim without drowning, but he or she wouldn't be able to synchronize because he or she would be like, why do I have to synchronize? Who are you to tell me that I have to synchronize? Jory, looking like he's about to invade the Philippines in that sweaty, nasty hat of his, stops to say some inconsequential and uninteresting information about their hike. Connie enters the edge of the frame. She's wearing these sexy black sunglasses. She looks like a goddess. Connie becomes distracted and turns away from the camera. Jory also becomes distracted because other hikers in the distance are making weird sounds. Jory starts yodeling. What the hell was Jory thinking? He needs a director to tell him to retake the scene with a heavy emphasis on Connie. In fact, why have Jory in the scene to begin with? If the viewer is still watching this dull hiking video, it isn't to see Jory, but Connie hiking in that tight black outfit of hers. Later, they stumble upon a swarm of what they think are ladybugs. This is exactly why a Jew should not be hiking. These aren't ladybugs, these are deer ticks. The scene reminded me of when Ripley and aliens stumbled upon the alien hive. Connie's life is in dire peril here. Those ticks could have sucked that petite woman dry in about a minute. Jory probably could have survived with minimal blood loss. Unless you happen to be carrying a flamethrower, your only option here is to back away very slowly and then run for your life. I don't know why these ticks didn't attack them, but if they were Vermont ticks, they would have been in serious trouble. The pizza adventure, the last episode that they made, is Time Away's weirdest show. Jory, his sidekick, and his goddess try out pizza at their respective favorite pizza places in LA. The first pizza place is Jory's favorite, Tony's Pizza. They do a pizza eating montage to the tune of the annoying background music that they played throughout all of the Time Away's videos. What's striking about Tony's is how dirty the windows are. They burnt the crust too. I don't know how Jory could like this stuff. That pizza is burnt. We then head to Connie's favorite pizza store. Connie wasn't mic'd up properly, so it was hard to hear her. What I heard her call the pizza place was Crying Pizza, but this doesn't sound right. I probably didn't hear her correctly. Connie's Pizza, to me, looks like real pizza. We head to the Village Pizzeria. Austin's pick for pizza looks okay, but the slices look too big. Austin takes a bite and says, quote, "That's hot," unquote. Then there's this dumb insertion by the editor of a clip of Will Smith saying, "That's hot," which disrupts the continuity of an important scene. Connie says, quote, "Let me see it," unquote. She takes a bite and says, quote, "He's being a baby. It's not hot," unquote. Now we get a look at poor Austin. He's profoundly wounded by Connie calling him a baby. Then some pizza spills off Connie's slice and lands on her. There's no way that something like this can't happen because the slices are way too big. So what does Austin do? He attempts to wipe the grease off of Connie's goddess legs. And I'm like, dude, you so can't do something like that. Jory takes it in stride, but there's so much that they could have done with this scene. Jory could have pretended that he was angry at Austin for wiping his woman. Connie could have asked Austin to lick the pizza off her legs. The possibilities are endless. I don't know the financial nor the living status of the people who appear in Time Away, but they all appear to be trust fund babies with arrested development who are living with their mothers. Jory has way too much time on his hands. Who has the time to work out at the gym in the middle of the day? Working people don't have the time to think so hard and so long about Skittles that they can get into long rants about them. Do adults even eat Skittles? I've never had a Skittle in my entire life. Jory has no vision in life. The viewer never learns anything about Jory that's of any interest. To what end is he powerlifting? Is he interested in entering a powerlifting competition someday, or does he just do it to look like a bearded gorilla? Jory has too much enthusiasm, too many man toys, and too much time on his hands. I see a void, an emptiness that Jory is hopelessly trying to fill with hedonism. I suspect that poor directing killed Time Away. But if Jory is as dull as he portrays himself to be, making Time Away a success would have been a challenge for any director. Also, what happened to Jory's "just do it" decision-making philosophy. After only 3 months and only 16 lousy videos, Jory quits the project. I expected a lot more from a master decision maker in the making. Hi, I got really hungry watching Jory Goodman's 90210 gang, so I got a pizza here from the Brattleboro food co-op. I just ran down and got it. Got a slice. Not a pizza, it's a slice. So let's dig in. Let's see if it's burnt like Jory's pizza. No, seems pretty good. Crust is burnt though. They didn't get the crust right, but okay, here we go. Oh, that's hot. Oh, that burned my tongue. Please like, please subscribe.